Which one of you was sleeping with Sophia?
Are they gonna talk about mom now, like kissing and stuff?
It's impossible. Mom never kissed anybody.
Except for Jesus. And that's how we were born.
What is happening, Nerdtectives? Welcome back to another episode of Nerds at Night. How is everyone doing out in podcast land? You know I was going to ask that question. You know I always have to ask that question. I want to make sure everybody's doing great, doing grand, doing wonderful. I'm doing great. I'm holding up. I'm still holding steady. Fingers still a little hurt, but we're doing good. We're doing good. We're recovering nice. Again, thank you, everybody, for all the nice thoughts in the last few weeks. We've got a lot to talk about. I know we've got all the reveals, all the stuff. We need to go over, though. We got a lot. Like, combined forces, I would say that we figured out like 95% of all of this, which is fantastic. But first of all, before we get into all that, what are we even talking about? Well, of course, today we're talking all about. Yeah, I have a lot of thoughts for episode 10. And to get all these thoughts off my brain, you guys know what I've been doing over the last few weeks. I've been doing this with whiskey by my side. We started off with a 7-year, went to an 8-year, we did a 9-year. So, of course, for episode 10, we're going to do a 10-year. And today's whiskey is Russell's Reserve 10-year. Very affordable. It's a 10-year whiskey. It's a very amazing too. Anywhere between 36, 40, 42 bucks. Usually a good range if you find it at like a Total Wine. If you go to a smaller liquor store, they might have it for a few more bucks, but that's how they make their money. Well worth it. Rather amazing. Let's have a cheers and a toast for one last talk about an episode. So cheers to all my Nerdtectives out there. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. That's just vanilla and cherry and everything good. Oh, that's good stuff. Well, let's get right into this episode because I have a lot of thoughts. And just to break down what's going to happen, I'm going to talk about the episode a little bit. Let me get into my reaction. I'm going to actually post a little bit of my reaction from this episode. If you want to see a lot more people's reaction, go to my buddy Ivan's channel, Filmer Dude 24. He's got a compilation of his reaction, my reaction, a whole bunch of people's reaction from this episode, which should be a blast. But I wanted to share that with y'all. I recorded it for him, but I was like, dude, I gotta show the people, right? So we're not doing recaps. We're not going to do recaps anymore. The fans have voted. Recaps have been voted off the island. If you know that reference, we're going to be friends. But we're not doing recaps anymore. We'll always do something fun. And for this last one, I'm going to throw in my reaction. Then I'll go ahead and instead of doing a clue breakdown, because we got all the clues, it was all there. And I'm sure I could do a clues of like all the season of like everything that pointed to the mayor. But you guys pointed them out a lot throughout the season. I just have a lot of questions after the fact, which will make sense after my rant. Then I'll get into somebody else's comments because I have seen somebody else's comments on the post and probably from one of the other videos that I put out right before this. I've seen a lot of your comments, so we'll read some of those. And then we'll get into the suspect board. I know last week is the last, I said it was last time, but it's the last time we were going to move people around. This week, we're just going to look to see how we did. And as I recall, I think we did pretty good. The mayor, if last I remember, is top in there. So we'll get to all that and everything else when it comes to the suspect board, where we landed, and how all of our thoughts and theories sort of amalgamated together and formulated together and where we all landed. But let me get into some thoughts for this episode real quick because what happened? What did they do? What did they do? A lot of people, we all guessed and we all knew the billionaires needed the finger for the casino. We all knew that part. A lot of people were saying it's the mayors. I just was never 100% convinced, but in the last video, I was like, they better not do this. They're going to do it, but they better not do it. It better not be his finger. It probably is his finger, but it better not be his finger. And I was trying to go down every rabbit hole, right? Like of what it could be. It could be this person, could be that, could be. I even brought in George for a little bit just for that theory. I've always settled on the mayor being the big bad. I think we all knew that, but how was he exactly the big bad? And we all sort of figured it out in the comments. We all sort of figured it out, but like, was it fulfilling? And for me, it just didn't, the plane didn't land on the reveal. And I went back tonight to go even watch episode 10 of season 1, just to be like, did I feel that way on a revisit? Which watching a season, which I've seen way less of recently than this one. And I was so in suspense and so, oh my God, it was so, the thrills were there. The comedy was there. Everything was there. The reveal was there. It was even given slowly. And then you're like, is it Jan? It's not Jan. It can't be Jan. Is it Jan? I don't know if it's Jan. Oh my God, it's Jan. Oh my goodness. It is Jan. It was not like that with the mayor, right? Like as soon as he walked in this episode, you're just like, good Lord, it is the mayor. And he probably does have a fake finger. And oh my goodness. I just was so let down with the reveal, with the kill too. Like basically they're telling us like Nikki died because of a Three Stooges accident is what that's what they're telling us. That's how they're saying people kill people in the building now, like through some means of I think like a Rube Goldberg, like this thing moved to that thing and that thing moved to this thing and this thing and the ball and it turns and then when it turns, it flips the dial. And when the dial turns, it flips the switch. And when the switch, like, stop it. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to overcomplicate it, right? Somebody could have legitimately stabbed Nikki and they just didn't want to go that route. Boring, first of all, very boring. And the next part is like, and I'll get into this in all the questions that I have, but if you look at all the clues for what it is, the writers played very unfair. This was not, the timelines don't even matter. I mean, all of y'all talked about it in the comments recently, like the crew at the end of this episode says, oh, we've been together 5 years.
Because it was almost exactly 5 years ago that the three of us got together listening to a syndicating true crime podcast.
Well, there's no way that could happen at all. We've been together 5 years as fans, but they have not been together 5 years in the show. If like, you remember, season 1 happens, right? Season 2 almost comes up immediately after season 1. Then season 3 happens a few months after that. Season 4 happens almost immediately after season 3, right? Then this season picks up a week after that. So what? We've been in like maybe, and then 3 months, and then it's the end at this episode. So it's like maybe we've been in this universe for at tops 2.5 years, maybe probably closer to 2 years with what they're giving us. So one of my super nerds, one of my Nerdtectives, tell me what the timeline is according to the show, because it's not our timeline. Right? They've not been together 5 years at all. So somebody tell me in the comments what it is. I know y'all will figure it out. I know y'all know it, but I'm just like going off of like vague memory. But if every murder sort of pours into the next and pours into the next, they haven't been together 5 years. So what are we talking about? So the writing in this season, it just appears a lot like the last, where they just sort of forgot things about our trio, right? About our trio. They forgot things about our trio. I don't like that at all. Did I laugh this season? Yes. Was I curious about the season? Yes. Was I enthralled by the mystery? Yes. But did the writers play fair at the end of the day? No, they didn't. And maybe I would have even harsher feelings if I got it wrong, because I'd be salty. I got half of this shit right, and I'm still upset. I got the reveal about Jay's hand right. I'm still upset. I got a lot of things right. You guys got a lot of things right in the comments. We got a lot of things right together. And I'm still upset about how just the reveal of all that happened. It's not the right. I don't know what the writers are doing. They need to take notes. If it's not for me, go listen to Double P, go listen to Movie Files, go listen to Scene Invaders, go listen to any podcaster, right? Like go listen to anybody, and they have like more than less like the correct information, correct timeline. We can correct the writers. Like we're smarter than the writers at this point. They may know how to craft a story and script stuff, but like the details they're getting wrong so much. And this is 2 seasons in a row they're getting things wrong, and I just have a problem with it. All that to say, again, there were episodes I enjoyed. I just didn't enjoy the finale, the reveal of it. But the thing I did enjoy, oh boy, the thing that pulled me back in, good old Cinda Canning, right? Oh my goodness, what was that? Jeez, it's going to take us to the UK, right? Like that's where we're going to go. That's exciting. I want a new landscape. Come back to the Arconia, but like to go over there for a little bit, foggy London town, right? And like get some the home of murder mysteries, Sherlock Holmes, Agatha Christie, like all that good stuff. Like, man, that sounds the motherland of murder mysteries. Like, let's go. Like, who don't want to go there? I'm so excited about the thought and the prospect of it. This season took me out and then it pulled me back in one episode. And I suppose you got me, show, right? Like the writers are at least doing enough right to keep me reeled back in. And maybe it's just because I'm a sucker, right? Like maybe I'm just a sucker. I'm a sucker for a good murder mystery, I tell you that. But I just didn't like a lot about how this ended. And you guys know, like at the end of a lot of episodes, I'd say if I, did like it, I wouldn't give it no review or nothing. And I'm still not going to give a review, but just didn't like how this all unraveled. Just the quick reveal of when the way that the quick reveal happened of Jay's hand, when he just sort of quickly unveils it and he's just like, okay, I didn't do anything. It could have been so much more devious. It could have been so much. There could have been so much more emotion behind that, and there wasn't. I digress. I just didn't enjoy this episode. Did I laugh though at certain point? Yeah. Charles being a stripper. Let's cut to a clip of that.
Oh, he chose stripper.
That's funny. Like there's funny moments. I did enjoy moments of this, but like there were moments where I was just not feeling it. And you know what? This is a good time. I'm giving all my review and my thoughts, but you know what's going to say it best? My reaction to this episode. So what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and cut to my reaction of this episode. And then right after that, we'll get right into all of my lingering questions from this episode. So let's hop right into it.
Hope you don't mind. We invited a few friends.
Have a bowling ball? What is happening, these fools?
Okay. Jesus. It's not mine.
Oh, there's a plot twist.
It's not mine.
Knew it. I knew. I told y'all. He had his fingers the whole time. I told y'all. Woo, woo, woo. I knew that.
Whoa. This place is cool as balls.
It was the mayor. The whole time. Jesus Christ. We knew it, but do not tell me he has a fake. I know. Do not tell me he has a fake finger, though. I know that's the case. Don't tell me that, though.
I know who killed Lester. He did.
I suppose I should say, ow?
He has a fake finger. Are we kidding? He bends his hand.
God, close enough. Yeah. So, could I be on the show? Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
Well, if you change your mind, here's my card. Romy?
What are we talking about? Oh my gosh. I need a drink. Do you see what the show does? It makes me drink. That's what the show does. It makes alcoholics. Okay? Cheers. Let's check out the rest of this bullshit.
I can take this to the cops!
Here's what I think of your notebook.
He's eating paper. He's eating paper. We're watching this. No. That's how Nikki dies. Accidental. Are we kidding? Oh my God. This is stupid. Oh, I need another drink. Jesus Christ.
Does this mean that the game is off?
I think it means the game is on.
At least that's a clever line.
Come here right now!
It's Bo Tillman. It's Bo Tillman.
The text thing. Yeah, the text thing. We put that together. Great.
Come on, do the right thing. Give me that pointer.
The mayor, his hand is all cut up and he's still chasing someone down. So stupid.
Now you're gonna give me what I fucking need, okay?
It's sad to see Lester die like that, right? But like, what? What? Oh, the show. Just when you think it can't get any worse from season 4, they do this shit. Like, it's sad to see Lester die, but like, good Lord, what are we doing here? What are we doing? We all knew it was the mayor. It just made yes, but no. What? It made sense, but no, it doesn't make sense. Am I crazy? I need another drink. Jeez.
After the mayor killed Lester, he told us whoever got his finger back got the casino.
We knew that. We knew that part.
I just confessed all that to the cops.
How much time do you think we'll do?
Doesn't matter. I have all the time in the world.
Oh, the billionaires going to jail. They getting arrested. We knew that they had to go to jail. We knew it. You love to see it. You love to see a good comeuppance. They had to go away. They had to go away. Good. That's what you get for blocking them on Wonderfi, billionaires. That's what you get. I love this. This is good. Just when I thought I was out, pull me back in.
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
Yeah, way better Cindy Canning than Howard or Loretta or anybody. Uma, anybody, dude. Yep. I'm back. Okay, but they better land the plane on season 6 now, because this is good, right? Ooh, I'm intrigued. Daddy likey. That's okay. Yep. Sign me up. I'll drink to that, as if I needed another reason with this show. Cheers. So that was my sort of immediate reaction to it. They pushed me out and they suckered me back in. And we could even talk about too, a thing that a lot of people aren't talking about, even the ending with, Sophia and Nona, and they tried to make it real like mafioso. And she like tells her mom basically like, you can die. I'm going to like live my life. And I got that like thematically, like I got what you're going for, but like, do we need to see? I don't think we need to see that. If we didn't know Nona died, would that change anything? If we didn't see Sophia in Italy, would that change? We already know she's going there. Like, would that change anything? Like, no. Lorraine with the money, like, it's nice. That's nice. And the thought of Sophia giving her money, like, that's nice. Maybe that needed to be in, but if we didn't see that too, does that change anything? No, we just know because we know Lorraine lives in there. Maybe, I don't know, unless she's going to be a part of the next season. Maybe it don't matter. You know what I mean? Good chance. Fat chance we don't see her in the next season. And we just like, oh, she's just living there. Like they don't include people who are in season 2. Like, where's the building gal, right? Like the one that runs the building. Where's she been? You know, like there's just a lot of characters. Again, the writing on the show just makes me just breathe. Just drink some whiskey, Blake. Just drink some whiskey. Woosah, woosah. I am a little worked up, to say the least. But I did hope y'all enjoyed my reaction to it. I got some silly moments and some stuff that happened. But that Cindy thing, I think it stole the breath out of all of us. And I know some people were able to tell from the Hulu soundtrack on Spotify that, like, I guess the Cindy Canning song was in season 5. And so a lot of, like, they saw the soundtrack of it. They released it Friday. Like, why can't you just wait? You couldn't just wait till Tuesday? It, like, bro, 4 more days, right? Just wait. Like, nobody cares if you just wait, but I guess everybody wants to release everything on a Friday. So big spoiler right there. And some people were telling me in the comments to not go. I didn't go, so I didn't know. But that was good. That was a good one. You got me, show. So all that said, though, I'm happy about how it ended at the final ending, but I do still have a lot of lingering questions from this season. And I want to bring them up to y'all. So let's hop right into that. Our first question is, the mayor bends his finger in episode 1, but we're made to believe he has a prosthetic. The finger was cut from the knuckle, as we can tell. So even if the mayor did have a prosthetic, how was he still bending his finger? Next, what happened with the shrimp Oliver found in episode 5? Where did it come from, and who brought the shrimp into the casino? Because when we see a flashback, we don't see any shrimp. Our next big question is, we never find out why Tommy the Tongue had headquarters at Lester's house, and we still don't know who pulled out the money or why. Another question with the fans that we thought we would get answered was, who were the babies in Lorraine's carriage in episode 2? We never returned to it, so we'll never know. Speaking of kiddos, where were Lester's kids when the funeral happened? You would think his kids would be there for an event like this. Another interesting thing is in episode 3, during the autopsy, we see Nicky has green felt on his nails. But when we see the flashback of the night he died, he doesn't even touch the table, and we focus on Nicky's fingers during the flashback, and he has no green on them. Another lingering question is in the security footage of Lester, we see he's running around the lobby, but we don't see the mayor in there, even though when we see the full story, we notice Lester's making the same motions he was in the security footage. However, we know the mayor is there and he's not in the blind spots of the footage, so he would have been seen. So are we believing he was just edited out? Wouldn't it be easier for Bash to just erase the footage instead of editing someone out? I mean, he seemingly deletes a lot of footage in the season. So is any of that really the case? Or is this a case of bad writing? Next, we find out Bash was behind being Priscilla on the app and catfishing Charles to find out the location of the finger. But we know the Catch Emilio boys and Nana stole the finger the night Charles was out with Sophia, which was well before Charles was talking with fake Priscilla on the app. So why would it matter if Charles told fake Priscilla, aka Bash, about where the finger was if it was already taken from his freezer? What was the point of introducing fake Priscilla? Also, again, let's return to the timeline of events when the finger went missing, because this still doesn't make sense. If we're expected to believe the timeline the writers wrote about when the finger is missing, then we know it happened on the night Charles went out on his date in episode 5.
My apartment is empty. There's nothing left for your mother to steal.
Yeah, not my finest moment, but I needed to secure my family's future.
You don't have to explain. I know you used me.
Now in episode 6, we hear Thee mention the night before she saw lights coming from Charles' place and investigated. Again, this would be the night that Charles and Sophia were out. So in that case, episode 5 and episode 6 happened back to back. But does this really make sense? You see, at the end of episode 5, we end up at Lorraine's house and it looks perfectly normal. But in episode 6, we go back and we see a for sale sign out in front, something that wasn't there before. It's a small thing, but let's keep digging in. Additionally, in episode 6, we see Loretta's house catch fire, an event that just happens and is not related to the case. Even so, when she shows up, if this is indeed the day after Charles and Sophia's date, why wouldn't we hear any mention from Oliver in episode 5 that Loretta was coming to stay with him? I mean, it's his wife. I think he definitely would have mentioned that to the trio. The next thing is in episode 6, Charles says he hasn't heard from Sophia since they went on the date. Why would he say this merely after seeing her? It would make more sense if this was days afterward or a lot more time has passed. He also says he's back on the apps and seems to have a deep conversation with fake Priscilla going on. He also has an earring in the beginning of episode episode 6, something that he didn't have at the end of episode 5. So the writers are telling us that the gang comes back home after going to Flatbush in episode 5 to spy on Sophia and Loretta. Then Charles gets his phone back and talks trash about Sophia because he hasn't heard from her. He gets on the apps, begins a deep conversation with someone new, and gets an earring all in the same day after Charles and Sophia go on their date. Mind you, in episode 5, Charles comes home after 12 p.m. A fact we have verified because Oliver has his building meeting at noon. But again, the writers are saying that Charles had time to do everything else all in one day. We're forced to believe this has to be the case because when Nona and the boys steal the finger, we know they were spotted by Thee. She reminds us she saw lights the night before at Charles's place. But let's think about this, Nerdtectives. Isn't it way more likely that episode 5 and episode 6 are separated by a few days? That actually makes more sense, but again, with the way the show is written, that's not the case. And now the way things are presented, it just doesn't make sense timeline-wise. So no way did episode 5 and episode 6 happen over the course of 2 back-to-back days. Also, according to Arconia lore, the penthouse Thee lives in is directly above Charles's apartment. So in no way would Thee have seen any of the lights coming from Charles's apartment. Those were all of my lingering questions coming off of this episode. But let me know if you have any lingering questions, any threads that weren't tied, anything that you think the writers messed up, because there were some things, a lot of things that the writers messed up here that would have misled the best of us, right? And that had me questioning things that were not even necessary, had you questioning things that were not even necessary, that have no payoff, that they just forgot. Oh, okay. But we're still stuck on that detail, right? Like, think about this. Just because you got something right in here does not mean that this season was good. It just means that you got it right. But there's so much that is actually wrong with this season. And I just want everybody to be aware of that fact, right? I think for the people that are in the comments, the things you did get right, I'm so happy for you. There's a lot of people that called out things very early on and kind of pinpointed a few things. And there was a lot of things that people got wrong. But like, for the people that got things right and celebrating with team, yes, we got it right. Just know, I hope that that's not swaying your feelings about this season. Just because you can guess it right doesn't mean it necessarily everything else is actually right. So let's just keep that in mind. I want to hear about any other plot holes that you found, because there's probably a lot more. I just didn't have the time to keep going on. It was already 2 pages. I read 2 pages of plot holes. I don't feel like I should have to do that. I think even when I did my clues, some of them were just like 1 page, maybe 1.5. I don't think I'd ever had as many clues as this in one episode. And maybe we did, we'd solve this shit a lot better. So I don't know. That's just me. I'd love to hear from y'all. Speaking of hearing from y'all know what time it is. It's time to get into some fan comments. Our first comment comes in from Usweeta Kumi 4210. They said, true, very anticlimactic. Yeah, very, very anticlimactic for sure. I don't know if it gets much more anti than that. Yeah, great comment. Our next comment comes in from Twin Flame Divine Union. Regarding the finger, even if you're not micro-analyzing it as a super sleuth, it's completely not believable that somebody would have her finger cut off and then not have any bandage on it. And more to the point, they would not be able to shake hands with other people like Charles, who shook his hand very vigorously. And that the person shaking their hand wouldn't notice that there was a prosthetic. That's what got me. Like, it's completely not believable. So whatever little nuances they did later were kind of canceled out by the finger thing. So even if I originally thought that he was the killer, I thought, well, if the plot was tied to the finger, it can't be him because people are shaking his hand, no problem. And nobody's noticing. I'm missing fingers, so I don't feel angry. I don't think it was an oversight. I feel like it was sloppy writing and unnecessary. So come on, they can do better. It doesn't have to be airtight, but hey, let's try to be plausible. Anyway, I love the characters, and it's still one of the best things out there at the moment, and it's certainly entertaining. But this is really discouraging and annoying. Yep. Very discouraging, very annoying. The finger thing, I thought that the other commentators who came on, the other content creators who came on, I thought it was just us. It's not us. It's you guys, the fans, that are angered by this as well and upset. It just feels Like such a letdown. What a great comment right there, though, digging in on all that. Our next comment comes in from It's Joey Caleb. On the same Doctor Who train, I'd love to see Catherine Tate. She'd be so funny and can do a ton of characters. I don't know who that is because I don't watch Doctor Who. I'm sorry. Please don't hate me. But I bet you Sterling and Mark will love that comment because they probably know who she is and they're probably going to be like, oh, yeah, we need her on. So, yeah, that's probably going to be, if they able to get her, probably going to be a great ad for the show. Our next comment comes in from Sherry 7054. The writers think the audience is stupid. They do. You know how I feel about the writers? Let's cut to a clip of how I feel and how probably the writers feel.
It's so dumb.
Oh, it's so dumb. It's brilliant.
No! It's just dumb.
It's just like that. Yep. Yep, that was Glass Onion too. Another murder mystery. So I heard that the other day and I was like, oh, this is so fitting. That's literally what it is. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. But yeah, Sherry, the writers do think we are stupid. Our next comment comes in from Double B Media. Great job, everyone. And this is on the video with all of, if you haven't seen this video where we have Kit Kats, we have Road Goes Ever On, and Ivan and myself, 5 of us virtually, go watch that video right after this to hear everybody's thoughts about this season and then to hear some of our predictions and who we'd want, coming into the next season, seeing as they are going to go to the UK. So appreciate that, Double P, and shout out to you for coming on here and just being an awesome guest and all the great work that you do. If everybody go follow Double P if you're not already. I think if you follow my channel, I'm pretty sure you follow him. So yeah, just love hearing from him. Our next comment comes in from the lady herself, Kit Kats 3859. So many feelings about this season. I need Dr. Grover Stanley on a call ASAP. Girl, same. Also, all of us. We all need us. Dr. Stanley in our life. Next comment comes in from Dougford2266. Favorite moment was Howard's label for the group text with the trio, Jack, Janet, and Chris. Isn't that a Three's Company? Isn't that a Three's Company reference? The fact that he named, I wonder who's who though, right? Like, I wonder if Jack is Mabel. Like, that would be hilarious. I'm just saying, write in the comments who you think Jack, Janet, and Chrissy are in comparison with the trio. That's funny right there. The next comment comes in from the people themselves, Scene Invaders. This was awesome. Can't wait to collab more in the future. This was on the video that we did. If you haven't seen that video as well, we collabed with the Scene Invaders this week. And that was just like a long time coming. I've been a fan of theirs since last year, since I started doing the show. And it was just dope having them on. And we are going to do, apparently from what I hear, who's a fan of Stranger Things? Ooh, I got invited to come on there. So I'm super excited. Dan, Felicia, it was awesome having you on. Y'all do great work. And I think our episode slammed. So go check that out. Or check out either their episode or the roundtable episode, and then check out the opposite one right after, because there's just a lot of good stuff going on. So yeah, it's so much fun collabing with other content creators this season. Our next comment comes in from Jordy Barguno. Well, Blake, aka Chief Nerdtective, it was a pleasure. See you in season 6. Take care, buddy. Keep up the good work. Jordy, it was so good to hear from you throughout the season. There's a lot of people like that. Jordy's just one of a few that I see y'all's names and I'm like, oh, dude, so awesome to hear from you. Let me write a reply. There's so many people out there, and you guys know who you are because I'll reply to you and we'll start a thread and I'll keep replying. I do want to say, yeah, we'll come back for season 6. I would like it if I was doing a series prior to this called Whiskey and a Mystery, where I have a whiskey content creator on. They pair a whiskey with a murder mystery movie. And I have a list of like over 100 murder mystery movies. They come on, they pair a whiskey, talk about highs, we talk about lows, sort of review the movie, so to speak, pick an MVP, and then they make another whiskey pick. So it's for whiskey fans, it's for murder mystery fans. But if you guys are murder mystery fans, I want you to check out an episode or two. Let me know what you'd like me to do on there for it to make it more fun. Should I do a suspect board for every episode? Should I put people? Should we move them throughout the episode? How can we make it more fun so that way I still want to hang out with y'all? It's going to be something I'm going to continuously do throughout the year. So I'm never going to be gone. I'll just be gone from doing a murder mystery show for right now until we find another one. But I'll be doing that in the meantime. So it'd be really cool if you guys could go over there, tune into an episode. If you do like it, great. If you have no feedback, great. If you do have some feedback of things you'd like me to add that are murder mystery-esque into the show, I'm all ears, because when I come back to record new episodes, I can make it more fun, right? Whether it's me putting a post up of the movie and you guys writing some comments or questions about the movie, like I want to make it more fun so that way we can all still hang out year round. We don't just have to hang out one time a year. So if that's something you're into, check out a few of the episodes. I know a couple of them are like Scream. I know what you did, but we got like Murder on the Orient Express. I got a few other ones in there too. So find one you like, find a movie you like in Whiskey and a Mystery. And I did Glass Onion, did Knives Out. Just find one you like, check out the episode, and then just let me know what you'd like to see to be able to tune in more frequently. And I'm going to make sure we add some of those changes in to make it more fun. Not that it's not a fun show, but just to make it more fun, just so that we can all hang out all year. So check that out. Our next comment comes in from Waflu28. I can't believe the victim was spoiled. Damn you, Hulu, for releasing the music to a murder mystery fandom. I feel like everything was guessed from the 4th episode. A lot going on there. But yeah, Hulu last week released in their season 5 soundtrack. I guess it was the Sidna Canning song or version of it. So people were like, oh God, is she going to be the one that gets it? And they were right. And Hulu did ruin it. It's like releasing the soundtrack. They released the soundtrack for, like, I always remember this one, Phantom Menace. It's like Qui-Gon's death, and you're like, oh, so he dies at the end. I mean, I knew he had to die sometime because he's not in the original, but like, dang, all right, he dies. Okay, well, I just buy the soundtrack and I know the movie. So Hulu could have waited, but they didn't want to wait. So that sucks. But yeah, everything was guessed after episode 4. Like we all knew, like Finger, billionaires. Okay, whether we knew the casino or not, I think we figured out a lot right after episode 4. And we all felt like it had to tie into the mayor. Like he'd just been high on our list. So good call right there, Waffaloo28. Our next comment comes in from Christina Foltz, 8189. The finger chop was wild. There was 2 of them that happened, and they were both kind of wild. Nikki's was the wilder of the 2 because I mean there was blood all kind of places, right? But like even the second one, Mabel chopping the mayor's finger off. What if she like? I think somebody said it in the round table the other day. Like, what if she got it wrong? Just causes another accident. So yeah, they were both wild. Good call right there. Our next comment comes in from Kenya 1326. Sigh. I still really like the show. Not a big fan of the ending. I had a feeling about the mayor, but the end felt a little off. When we finally got to see what happened, I think it was weird the billionaires were so unbothered, especially Camilla. Wasn't she in love with him? I guess referring to Nikki. It was fun, but feels drawn out. I'm still a fan. I'll be tuning into the next season. Thanks for covering the show. I really love the channel. Kenya, you've been a member, I think, even since we were 900 Yards, when we had the old channel. And now that we've come over here, you've been a long time fan, and I love you for it. You're awesome. You always have great thoughts. And yeah, I think we all had feelings about the mayor. The end did feel off to all of us. I don't think if anybody in the comments thinks the end didn't feel off and it tied up everything with some nice pretty bows, let's have some discourse. I'd love to have a chat over tea, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I felt weird. It felt really weird. And seeing everything happen, it was weird that the billionaires were sort of just like, like, why wouldn't they do anything? Like they got power too, just because it's the mayor, just rat him out and then get a new mayor and then get the casino. Like, we're not getting into that. We're not getting into that. But yeah, it was weird that even Camilla wasn't like, I thought she loved Nikki and she was saying like, be strong. Like, don't don't fuck it up, essentially, right? So like, it was weird. I'll still be tuning into the next season. We all will, and we'll come back and do some Nerdtective stuff. So good shout right there, Kenya. Next comment comes in from Miss Everything Is Fine. Oh, go follow her channel. Joe's incredible, and we are currently working on. I'll give you a little peek behind the scene. We are working on like a season review collab with her thoughts, and maybe we'll incorporate some of her theories from season 6, and then compare it maybe to some previous seasons and just sort of see how they, landed everything comparatively, right? But we are working on a collab. So if you guys like her channel, you'll like the collab that we're working on. We're hoping for next week. So just keep an ear out for that. Miss Everything Is Fine says the finger was the thing that solved it all, but then it was a prosthesis. So then it could have been anyone. Annoying. It is annoying. And I think her latest video is called I'm Not Angry About the Finger. No, girl, we all angry about the finger. It's okay. This is a safe space to be angry about the finger. That's sort of the factor, the ick, as the kids say, the ick factor about this season. I just did not like that. So good call out right there. And go check out her video. It's she's always having a blast. Right or wrong, she's always having fun. So go check Joe out. Next comment comes in from Jacaranda Flowers. Also, they tricked us. They wanted people to think Braden was Lester's son. Notice how in episode 10, Braden suddenly no longer has a mustache. And is he now dressed like his brothers? I'm not a fan of deceptive red herrings like this. Yeah, dude. You can't do that, right? You can. I mean, you're going to do it. But like all season, we were like, yeah, he's got a mustache. He could be. Is he Lester's kid? And then in this episode, he just shaves it all off and he looks like the other one. You're like, bro, what? Like, why did he just decide to change before the big reveal? Like, why? No good reason. Nobody says anything. Like, did he watch like a VH1, 90s special or like a fashion show or something to change? Like, what did he? Yeah, that's a good call out. I like that call out. It's real good. Our next comment comes in from well-known anonymous. They managed to ruin a wonderful show. This was a poor season, and episode 9 and 10 were the poorest of all the episodes. The only thing I like was the Tina Fey reveal. Yep. You and all the other content creators, we all love that Tina Fey reveal. But yeah, again, I had laughs. I had moments. I was like, ooh, this was a good episode. I also used the word filler episode. I wanted to give the show a benefit of the doubt. I want to see where they're going. And they weren't going anywhere. I did like episode 9, but with the contingency that it's based on how good episode 10 was going to be and what they were going to do in episode 10. And man, they didn't do nothing. They made it. The thing they did was make us all upset. So yeah, great call out right there. Love it. Thank y'all, everyone, for all the amazing comments. I tried to read more than normal on this particular episode, just so that way everybody could have a chance to get their voice heard. Again, I'm going to try and do an episode with Joe from Miss Everything Is Fine. So look out for that. Maybe we'll answer some fan comments there. I think that might be fun. So comment on this video. We're not done. I'm going to stretch this out and hang out with y'all as long as possible. So write some comments. But honestly, for this season, it's been a pleasure of mine to be able to read your comments and hear from all of y'all. It's just been awesome. And I'm so glad that I have my own personal rule about responding to all of y'all in the comments. It does take time. It does take time out of my day. 5 minutes here, 10 minutes here, 30 minutes at the end of the night, whatever. But I never mind, because I always read some fun stuff or some cool stuff that I wasn't thinking about. And really, it's just like responding to some pen pals online, because I don't know a lot of y'all, any of y'all maybe in person, but it's just so cool to hear from all of y'all. So you guys are owed a huge round of applause. Thank y'all so much. Genuinely, you guys are incredible fans, incredible Nerdtectives, and you guys helped me crack the case. And yeah, I just don't have enough words to thank you for making the show what we're doing here, the series, showing love for the breakdown, showing love for the collab episodes. Y'all guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. You guys make me want to do it more, right? Every time I interact with y'all and hear from y'all. So thank y'all so much. For the most part, this is the end of the comment section, but I want to hear from y'all just in case we get it, we're able to line up the guests next week, and we're just working on a date. That's all we're doing. So, but yeah, as far as the season goes, you guys have been awesome. And as far as the season goes, we're almost at the very end. But you know what time it is, right? We're almost at the very end of the show. We've got to do the thing and revisit something one last time. We're not going to do much on it, but we're going to revisit it. You guys know what it is, right? Everybody screaming out, right? Let's say it all together. 1, 2, 3. The suspect board. That's right. Let's get right into it. And let's go to our suspect board for the final time this season. All right, Nerdtectives. Here's where everything landed. Let's start with the bottom. Who we got right. The trio, Vince Fish, Loretta, George, Teddy, Howard. Next up, probably not. We had Romy the robot. We had Camilla, Catch Emilio Boys, Randall. Now we had Lester and probably not. And I think everybody was just thrown off from the episode before. Listen, I want to say he's not a killer. But he is, right? Like technically, Lester, Nikki, that was, he killed Nikki. So that he is technically a killer. We got that one wrong, okay? But I was right. There was 2 killers. You guys were right. Everybody who was like, yeah, if anybody, even if you got nothing else right, if you said 2 killers, give yourself a pat on the back, right? Because there are some people out there saying 1 killer. I just didn't see it, right? So let's, we know the things we got wrong, but let's look at the things we got right. Lester, okay, tough call. I think everybody came out of episode 9 like, no way he killed nobody, right? I mean, someone falls on you and you have like a weapon, like you killed them, but like, did you kill him? I mean, I just, okay, right. So technicality, we lost that one, but we got 2 people right. I'm happy about that. I'm okay with getting Lester wrong because of where we're going to go next. Highly suspicious. We had Bash. We had Jay. I said that they probably didn't kill anybody, but like they were involved in it somehow. I got that right, but technically all the billionaires were. So you got to have 3 chances to be right there, right? Highly suspicious doesn't mean you killed anybody. It just means you did something wrong, and they did something wrong. They did a lot of things wrong. And they're going to jail for it. Also, don't mess with the trio. Don't mess with their Wonderfy contract. Let's go through all the top suspects, and we'll go through it in a particular order. We'll start with Sophia. I had been suspecting her all along. I think it would have made Mafia sense, right? But the show didn't like that, and that's okay. I couldn't. None of my theories I could quite like figure everything out. Even when I said last week too, I was like, they're probably going to do the mayor with the finger thing, but I just don't like it. They're probably going to do it, but I just don't like it. I don't. But just because I don't like it, don't mean they're not going to do it. They did it. I did not like that, but I knew the mayor. So let's go to the mayor real quick. I was going to pick everybody else, but now we'll just go in order. The mayor, we knew he was suspicious since day one. Nerdtectives, since day one, he's been at the top of our list. Go back to the episode we dropped when we did 1, 2, and 3. The mayor was there the whole time, right? He's never moved, ever, never, ever, ever, never, ever, never. I don't remember, but I don't think he's ever. Well, now y'all got me questioning it. No, I think he was there the whole time. He just was super suspicious. If for no good reason, like I was just like, I don't know, man. He's just kind of a little weird, dude. I didn't, you don't really can't put it together till about episode 7. And then that's when you're like, oh, okay, this is where it all makes sense. But we got him right. And nobody told me to remove him either. Nobody was like, it's not the mayor. So pat yourself on the back if you said mayor. didn't tell me to take the mayor off. Get yourself some points. Like, have a little scoreboard out right now and get yourself some points, because y'all deserve more credit than y'all are probably thinking. There's a lot of people in the comments that called out that he did have prosthetic finger. I still don't like that idea. I don't like that idea. I don't like it. Nope. Get away from me. Send it over there. That ended up being the case. So if you called that out and stuck with it all season, give yourself some points. I did think it would be interesting for Lorraine to be involved. I couldn't quite place it. It doesn't make any sense. Dee just always was suspicious. And instead of being a top suspect, she was a top, I don't want to say savior, but like top, like helper. She gets the assist, right? She gets the assist points. She tossed our trio up a little alley hoop. You know what I mean? She did the setup for him. So yeah, she deserves points there. But she was just high on my list. And now you know why, right? Like, because episode 6, 5, where she lives, none of that makes no damn sense. So it's not that she was suspicious. It's what the writers did around her that made me suspicious, even though she didn't need to be. And not because it was good writing. It was because like they messed stuff up. And I was interpreting that. I'm like, oh, y'all messed this up, so she must be suspicious. And they're like, no, we messed it up. We don't care. So the Lorraine thing, that would have been, again, mafioso sort of. Her and Sophia were the godmother. You know, that would have been interesting. But we got what we got. I say, as far as killers go, we got 50% right. And on the set and on the notion of having 2 killers, we got that 100% right. So I'm okay with this season. I'm okay with walking away with this dub, right? We got what we got. We got a lot of things. I am very happy about where we landed, especially with getting I think the mayor of the 2 is the most important, getting at the top of the board, no matter how suspicious or obvious he was. We got him, and it don't matter. So we got that win. Nerdtectives, we did a great job together this season. Thank you again for making this super special. Take one last glance at the suspect board, because we're not going to come back to it until season 6, where we'll start it all off all over again. But y'all, that was the final breakdown for this season. Again, I just keep giving you shouts for making this episode something, making this season something, making this a fun ride. Without y'all, there is no me. It's just me putting a video out on YouTube and nobody paying attention and nobody caring. And, you know, I guess I have fun talking to no one, talking to the walls. So, but y'all make this special. So thank y'all so much for tuning in every week, for, you know, liking, subscribing, sharing, telling your friends, building the community, letting me do something a little interesting with doing the collab episodes, which y'all seem to love. Go show love to the roundtable one that I did. Go like and comment it. I don't know if I did it as a premiere, and it was great. It was man, there were so many people on the premiere, but I don't know if I'm going to do a premiere again, because it takes away from the numbers. Like when there's people that write in the chat, which I love, if it doesn't get any comments, that tells the algorithm that like nobody's watching it. Whereas when I just drop them and we blow up the comments, it tells the algorithm, oh, these people love it, and it keeps shooting it up and it keeps sending it out. So go show some love to that video. Even if you wrote a comment, write another comment, click like, hype it. If you guys know what that is, it's a new feature that YouTube's doing. Just swipe and click the hype button. Let's blow that one up, because that one deserves a lot of love, because all those content creators came on, took some time out of their schedule. We lined it up and we knocked it out of the park. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out. It's so much fun. And I think it sets a precedence for what I want to do in the future with content creators and having some fun with them. If you guys want to continue to follow me, like I said, I'm going to do Whiskey and a Mystery. I'm going to drop those weekly. If you guys, you know, want to know what movie's coming out next, let me know before, so that way we can write questions. Hey, we should add this element in there, that element. Write me some feedback on whatever episode that you watch. And I'm going to make sure I take that and I'm going to curate a fun show that still includes the whiskey element and the murder mystery element of the movie. but maybe we can make it a fun thing together. And that way we don't lose touch with one another, which I think, having been in community with y'all for a second year, I hate losing track of y'all. Hate not even being able to get to know, how everybody's doing, what's going on, what thoughts you have. So if that's something you're into, let me know in the comments. Find one of the videos. I think I have about 11 episodes up, and let's see if we can make that something. All right. But I don't have the words anymore to say how many thank yous I owe y'all. And I know y'all have so many thank yous for me for being able to bring the collab episodes and the content creators together. That was so much fun. And I definitely want to do that next year, maybe at the beginning, in the middle, and the end, or like even episode 8. There's just so many thoughts about so many things more I want to do with this show. So thank y'all so much. Yeah, without y'all, there's no me. I just need to get that on a shirt. I don't know how to end this because I don't want this to end, but I do know I need to end this so that way I can get to editing and get this out to y'all. I didn't want this episode to come out Saturday, but it looks like that's the way it's going to go for a Saturday episode, first time for everything. So hopefully you enjoy this. Hopefully you enjoy my thoughts. Of course, I want to hear from you. Of course, I'll respond back to anything you say, and because I love interacting with y'all. So if you guys want to reach out to me personally, it's Money Blake Weather, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, but I'm usually just on Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat if you do that, or TikTok if you do that. Those are sort of the 3 big ones: Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. I'm somewhat on there. I'm on the Nerds at Night. You can find Nerds at Night on there. You can write me out there. And Money Blake Weather, either one. You can find Nerds at Night. We are on TikTok. We are on Instagram. We are on X. So reach out to the show there. Follow it in all the ways. Let me know maybe something new I should cover, or a murder mystery show. You guys know I'm a sucker for a good murder mystery. And even if you just want to stop by on a video and say hi, I'd love to hear from y'all. But as we round this final breakdown out, in anticipation of, again, one more collab episode, I just want to say thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. And for one last time, whether it's morning, evening, afternoon, whatever time you're listening to this, I do have much love for every one of y'all. And until the next season, I will see ya. Peace.